What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including: is Matt Cardona coming to WWE or AEW? Ric Flair exposed in a leaked video. Randy Orton talks retirement. Matt Riddle has fallen off incredibly badly. A new announcer coming to SmackDown. RVD talks working in AEW on a regular basis, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at: is Matt Cardona coming to WWE or AEW? It's been a long time since the WWE Universe saw Zack Ryder, aka Matt Cardona, but is that going to change? And if not, could Cardona head to AEW? Matt's been gone from the WWE since his 2020 release, but he's done quite well for himself since, appearing in various promotions and working a belt collector gimmick where he's captured titles from an array of promotions. However, what is Cardona's ultimate goal? Does he want to return to a major promotion? The self-proclaimed king of the indies told Busted Open Radio, "All I know is when I got released, my goal wasn't what could I do to get back to WWE or what could I do to get AEW to notice me. It wasn't to prove people wrong, it was to prove myself right and to prove my fans right and working my ass off. And I feel like over these past 4 years, that's exactly what I've done." While Cardona has done well outside the WWE, his wife Chelsea Green's current run in the WWE, as well as his recent matches against Edge and AEW, reminded him of what he's missing. When I see Chelsea Green and she's wrestling on Raw or WrestleMania, of course I'm happy for her, but then also I'm like, shit, I wish I was there too. So what's keeping Cardona from retiring? According to the man who helped build a fan base in the WWE through his Long Island IC YouTube videos, honestly, because I haven't been offered a full-time gig by WWE or AEW. The answer is about as real as it gets. One question remains unanswered: what role Ryder sees himself in, whether it's in AEW or WWE. Does the 38-year-old former WWE superstar envision a run similar to what he had in the WWE before? That of a solid mid-card talent who occasionally broke out into the upper card? Next up, big changes coming for Jinder Mahal. Is former WWE superstar Jinder Mahal preparing his fans for a radical change? Mahal, who was recently released, recently posted a video on TikTok explaining his career goals. Mahal, who shocked the WWE Universe when he captured the WWE Championship and held it for nearly 6 months, told his fans he feels wrestlers of Indian heritage have been stereotyped, and that's something he wants to change.
Historically, South Asian wrestlers, Indian wrestlers of Indian heritage, have always been portrayed in a stereotypical way. I think that needs to change. And I think now is the perfect opportunity for me to introduce a new character. I'm proud of my Indian heritage, Punjabi heritage. I would definitely want to have elements of that to represent my culture and who I'm proud of.
The modern-day Maharaja commented on how fans have reacted to him, showing a different side of himself.
I just recently did a Chris Van Vliet podcast episode. I got a chance to be myself, and the response has been overwhelming. I guess nobody ever saw this side of me. And yeah, I'm excited to show more of it in the future. One thing that I missed out was having a babyface run. I think that would have been really good. Definitely, I think there's a time and a place for a big Maharaja babyface run. So let's make it happen.
While Jinder played a heel during his WWE run, fans may recall at one point he returned from injury and praised former 3MB teammate Drew McIntyre for his WWE Championship. Unfortunately, Mahal was injured again and fans never got to see whether this apparent new attitude was a sham. Would you guys like to see Jinder work as a babyface, and if so, where should he wrestle? Next up, Ric Flair exposed in a leaked video. Don't worry, it's not that kind of video. But it's time for an update on Ric Flair's recent tweet where he complained of a terrible experience at Pisano's Stone-Fired Pizza. Flair made this scathing tweet, but now a video has surfaced apparently showing Flair complaining to an employee behind the bar. The man behind the bar accused Flair of accosting a manager, an accusation Flair denied. Flair appears to ask why he's been asked to leave, but the employee tells him he can stay, but he's been cut off, presumably for being served too many adult beverages. The Nature Boy then begins to argue and insult the employee, and at one point inviting him to step outside. While the manager tells Flair he can't because he's on the clock, a bar patron says he'll take up Flair on his offer, telling the 16-time world champion, "Do you want to come outside and talk to me in the parking lot? Because I don't give a shit." According to a New York Post article summarizing the highlights, or lowlights depending on your take of the situation, Flair offered a female employee a $1,000 tip to tell the male employee that he was arguing with to kiss my ass. Flair also insulted the employee behind the bar, calling him a dipshit and Nicholas dickhead. Flair responded to the release of the video, with Cairo 7 News reporting, "On Monday, Flair told her son that he tipped $1,000 at the restaurant and was considering filing a lawsuit. I have the money to buy the restaurant," Flair said. "It'd be called Ric Flair's Italian Bistro." One of the restaurant's co-owners issued a statement defending how things were handled and praised his team for their professional manner. Have you guys seen the video footage? If so, what'd you think about it? Is Flair reaching new lows? Next up, Randy Orton talks retirement. Randy Orton has been making up for lost time since his 18-month injury-related absence from WWE, but how much time is left on the clock for the 44-year-old legend? Orton discussed his future during an interview with Adam's Apple. "Well, if you would have asked me 2 years ago how much longer I have left in wrestling, I would have thought that it would have been close to the end, but I had a spinal fusion a year and a half ago, and that changed the game." Orton's WWE return has been well received, and if he can keep it up at this pace, he could find himself trying or breaking John Cena and Ric Flair's record at 16-time world champions. With 14 world titles under his belt, no pun intended, 2 more seem possible, especially since Orton wants a full-time schedule. "I'm a full-time guy. I don't want to do the old Undertaker or Shawn Michaels schedule," which they needed to, understandably, but wrestling at WrestleMania, taking the summer off, maybe you see them at SummerSlam, I want to be on the road every week. I want to make all the TVs, I want to be on all the PLEs. At 44, I'd love to be able to go until my 50s, maybe wrestle until I'm 50 and call it. That's 30 years old. That's 30 years. 30 years with the same company on top. It feels like now is a perfect environment for me to thrive. Orton said he feels if he needs time off, it's no longer a problem, a situation that could ensure a longer career as he takes time off when he needs to heal. Next up, Matt Riddle has fallen off badly. There's a new video showing Matt Riddle competing in front of a sparse audience, and it's led to questions just how much Matt Riddle's career has sunk. Ex-user Tribal Wrestling posted a video of Riddle competing along with this comment. Matt Riddle's fall-off needs to be studied. From wrestling in front of thousands of people every week and teaming with Randy Orton less than 2 years ago to 50 people in a random promotion, he really had it all and let it go. While Riddle is working at larger venues such as in New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's unknown whether smaller events like this one in the video will become the norm of expectation. What do you guys think? Next up, details emerge on reschedule of King of the Ring matches. And new details have emerged on WWE moving 2 matches from its King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournaments from Raw to live events. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that participants for at least one of the matches that got moved off of Raw found out the day of. Sapp also reports there wasn't enough time between now and the PLE on May 25th to air the matches, hence the move. It's believed that WWE will air highlights from the matches, possibly on social media and or WWE TV. Next up, Drew McIntyre promises payback for Punk. Drew McIntyre has taken to social media again to vent his frustrations with CM Punk. He posted a video blasting Punk for ducking him. Here are some excerpts from Drew's diatribe. "I'll give Punk his props. He's a master at spinning the narrative to suit his own image and agenda. He should consider politics after I end his career." McIntyre said that he doesn't blame Punk from running from him. "I'm gonna cave his actual head in. Look at my track record. He's done for. He knows it. He's maximizing his time. He's getting what he can out of this before Drew McIntyre exposes him. I'd run from me too." Drew blasted Punk, mocking him for his chronic injuries and saying that he's ready to end Punk's career if Punk appears at Clash at the Castle. Are you guys enjoying the Drew Punk rivalry? I'm going to say it's one of the best things going on TV right now. Next up, new announcer coming to SmackDown. Now keep your eyes out for a new ring announcer on SmackDown, as Shawn Michaels recently revealed that NXT ring announcer Alicia Taylor is headed to the Blue brand. Mike Rome is headed to NXT to take Taylor's place. And finally, RVD talks working in AEW on a regular basis. And last but not least, Rob Van Dam's recent appearances in AEW have led to fans asking if there's any chance of the Hall of Famer working a regular schedule in the company. The Whole Effing Show addressed this on his podcast, saying, "I would like to think that I'm open to any conversation, so anything's worth considering. Let's hear what you got in mind, whatever. But no, I don't have any of those talks. What you see is what you get, and that's all anybody is talking about. All anyone is talking about doing, let me put it that way. Unless Van Dam is kayfabing the fans, it sounds like there's no efforts to sign him to any sort of regular deal." He discussed the pros and cons of wrestling a more active schedule. One of the things that fans don't take into consideration that I do, it's cool having time off and I don't want to be a full-time anything like that, but it's a big disadvantage being in the ring because no matter how much conditioning that I do, there's no wrestling conditioning like wrestling. So if I was wrestling like every week instead of sometimes every 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, whatever, then you have a little bit even more fluid RVD. RVD's comments about wrestling conditioning mirror those of The Rock, who commented on the intense training he underwent in preparation for his WrestleMania 40 match. Regardless of the person's past training or inherent athleticism, pro wrestling puts demands on the body that are unlike any other athletic endeavor. There you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.